that's because of the streaming bug where it's very awkward to set the thing up. However, I found this one much sufficiently funny to decide to replay it here. So I'm playing my Lilithe Swarm, experimenting with a new build that is slightly too much Wraithling oriented, I would say, especially with this buff spell that I get 2 of at this point. And I get to play against Sajj. My hand is pretty awful and not getting any better at the beginning. While she manages to put these 2 obelisks in there with me having no way of getting rid of them right now. So I also try to play the value game with putting a lot of creeps there. And this is the first well played I hear here. Which is due to the obvious thing happening with a Dunecaster hurting me a lot. So this is looking pretty grim. At least I finally got a thing that is useful at the first turn. However, this is already 3rd turn. And I'm not giving up. Never give up. So frankly, this card is returning every time I replace it. And I sort of lack the damage. Actually, I did an error here. I could have smacked the obelisk with my general, thus killing it. But I got the idea that quite probably a Wraithling will survive and manage to damage it without letting him smack my general with the overgrown dervish. It is a bet I'm not entirely ashamed of, however it didn't pay off correctly, as you'll see in a second. Because Inner Oasis is annoying me here. And then they have just enough juice to kill this Wraithling that was this big. Sorry, that was my wife calling, but this is kind of self-evident. I'm trying to turtle up in here to at least have my Shiro alive for a second. He is trying to not allow me to turtle up and seems to do a good job here. Because at this point I have no Shiro. My mini Jax has died and he has an Aymara. Boom! Headshot, right? Except I'm still healthy enough to eat the Aymara. And try my luck with a mini Jax that thankfully spawned in a correct position. At this point, allowing me to turtle so much. So this dervish at the bottom cannot reach anything ever as long as this priestess here is alive and not disenchanted. I'm losing possible spawns here, but I'm not taking general damage. However, he is also very far from giving up. All these crazy buffs make his dervishes very hard to kill. And I'm slowly getting low life. However, there's a lot that can be done. Like, for example, buffing my minions. And there is not a whole much he can do to break my siege at this point. However, at this point I am still at risk of getting smacked by something. Thankfully, despite four cards in hand, he doesn't have anything to deal with me. Like, at this point, this funny artifact that gives him blast would kill me immediately. Thankfully, it's not on hand here. This guy is just getting way too big. But I have a dispel. To surprise him, I'm not killing this guy. I'm killing one of his precious obelisks. He's happy about that until he sees the dispel killing his minion. I'm also filling the space here, so it's pretty important that whenever a minion at the front dies, I want it to be replaced in place. This is why the extra true wraithlings ensured that my priestess will survive. This blind scorch could have made a difference. Oh no, it actually wouldn't make a huge difference at any point of the game. And now I'm doing what Abyssian is doing best. Blocking out everything. Yep, he has a flying, so many juicy targets, and no way in hell to touch any single one of them. Except this blast artifact. And that was the only creature he could try to kill with it staying dead. Oh yeah, the mini jacks too, right. So just to make matters more funny, I do happen to have a crescendo. I still don't want to risk getting smacked by any huge threat, so I keep my defensive formation up. And I keep playing the value game here. So this is a point where most people just concede. However, this cool guy here is doing the nice thing, like conceding when you know you're dying next turn doesn't really make things much faster, but it prevents sometimes people from getting the 30 damage quest or X creatures killed quest or whatever. So this is why I'm very happy when people don't just concede, but instead do this. So at the cost of a few extra seconds, I get the ridiculous 25 damage smack. So I really like this game because it has been both pretty close and ridiculously funny. At least from my side. I don't know how much frustrated the other guy got, but he looked very cool with this not conceding and so on. Thanks for watching, see you!